Okay, maybe we can start.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Let's
Okay,
start.
so hi everyone. My name is Mariana Alves. I'm part of the sales team at Moxie. I'm very happy that you are all with us today. Thank you for taking some time today, even with rush agendas and so on. It's a pleasure to see such a great audience with us today. Our webinar is about one of the hottest topics that everyone is talking about, particularly since the One Conference, that is how to create AI assistants with OutSystems Agent Workbench. But before we dive into the showcase, let me just share with you a quick overview of our agenda for today, as you can see here, and also an overview of Moxie for those who still don't know us. I'm pretty sure that almost all of you already heard about us or get in touch with us before, but still, Moxie, just to share an overview. So Moxie was founded in 2015. We are a Portuguese consultancy, but also an OutSystems partner, 100% dedicated to this cutting-edge AI-powered low-code technology. Our management team came straight from the OutSystems headquarters in Portugal, and they bring over more than 15 years of experience with this technology. That said, our value lies not only in our deep expertise with this technology, but also in the commitments that we do with every single customer in providing support throughout their OutSystems experience. You can pass. Okay, so still about the key figures of Moxie. I can also highlight that almost 80% of our team holds senior roles, and they all have more than 270 OutSystems certifications. And I believe that it really demonstrates the investment that we put on the quality of our delivery. In total, we have already developed more than 130 projects across the globe and for multiple industries. But what really makes us more proud is our classification, our rating in the OutSystems Partner Center of 5 out of 5 based on our customer reviews. So now that you are already familiar about Moxie, I will hand it over to my colleague Ana Pantaleão to walk you through the session. But if you have any questions, any comments that you would like to share with us, please feel free to write them down in the Q&A section here in the session, in the webinar, and we'll be more than happy to answer all of them in the end of the session. If we don't have time for any reason, don't worry, we'll write them down, we'll send you an email answering the questions afterwards. So Anna, I think the stage is yours now. Good luck.
Thank you, Mariana. So, hello everyone. I'm Ana Pantaleão and I'm a tech lead at Moxie. To start this presentation, we would like to know a bit more about how familiar are you with OutSystems. So a quick poll will show up on your screen and please answer it. We'll give just a few seconds so we can know a bit more about our audience. So pretty much all of you work with OutSystems in your company. That's good to know. So you're here to see probably Workbench in action. That's great. We hope to meet your expectations, but let me just start with a quick introduction, especially because we still have some people new here. OutSystems started back in 2001. For over 2 decades, it has redefined how companies build software. It's become one of the most trusted local development platforms worldwide. Thousands of organizations rely on it to build applications that truly matter to their business. And that's where Moxie comes in. What we do with OutSystems is simple. We help technology leaders like you and your teams to build mission-critical and intelligent agent-based applications that drive your business forward. Here at Moxie, we use OutSystems to build the kind of applications and intelligent agents that don't just keep up with the business, they push it forward. As you all know, the world keeps changing and fast, especially in the last 5 years, with AI completely transforming the landscape. We are now living through an AI revolution, and every company, probably including yours, is trying to figure out how to go AI first. And this isn't just talk anymore. 90% of companies say they are already building or planning custom agents, and 62 expect to double their ROI from these efforts. So the message is clear. Adopting an AI-first mentality isn't optional anymore. It's a business imperative. And the question isn't if your company should go AI first, it's how fast you can get there. AI first thinking is now a must have and not a nice to have anymore. Of course, here's where most teams get stuck. Most companies are still struggling to scale, and 90% of core AI use cases are still stuck in pilot mode. Sounds familiar? And the reasons are security, compliance, and integration with legacy systems. If these roadblocks aren't cleared, agents stay trapped in testing, never making a real impact in production. So scaling agentic AI always comes down to these three key challenges. First, we have development. How fast can you turn ideas into production? Then we have trust, governance, and risk. So if agents aren't secured and monitored, they will never get adopted. And third, we have integration and scale, connecting agents across businesses, not isolating them. Now, why do these issues keep repeating? Because AI agents are just the visible part of a much larger iceberg. Underneath, there's a mountain of complexity from different platforms for the front end to the infrastructure that supports it all. If you zoom out, you'll see a fragmented ecosystem that's hard to navigate. Companies often use more than 10 platforms and tools just for a few agents, and they barely integrate. With so much fragmentation, it's no wonder scaling feels impossible. Now, here's the question. What if, instead of patching together different tools, you could bring everything into one platform? Imagine having your apps, agents, data, workflows, API security, and governance all managed together. And with a single click, you move from development to test to production as one integrated system. That's the power of a platform approach. And that's exactly what OutSystems Workbench was designed to deliver, and Moxie can help you with that. So what makes OutSystems Agent Workbench powerful isn't just that it builds AI agents, it's how it manages their entire life cycle from start to finish. So let's start with the first capability, AI model and data integrations. This is the foundation. Workbench connects directly with your enterprise data sources, APIs, and LLMs, all within the same platform. The second pillar, AI agent lifecycle management, this is where most companies struggle. You can build an agent, but can you maintain, monitor, and improve it over time? Workbench gives you that visibility. It's the same development speed you expect from OutSystems, now extended to AI. And the third capability, AI agent orchestration. This is where everything connects. With Workbench, you can design systems of agents that talk to each other, share memory, and coordinate tasks. That's what we mean by agentic workflows, a real collaboration between specialized agents working towards a common goal. These three pillars, integration, lifecycle management, and orchestrations, are what turns AI from an experiment into an enterprise-ready capability. Now that we've talked theory, let's make it practical. But before jumping to the demo, we would like also to know a bit more. If you used OutSystems Workbench already, a quick pull is going to show up again. And let's give it like 10 seconds. We just want to know if you are already familiar, and then we'll jump straight into the fun part. Okay, so this is what we like to hear. You will test it soon, and we hope to make your ideas stronger about trying it and seeing for yourself, and hopefully to adopt it in your companies. So right now I'm going to switch the presentation and call my colleague João. He's going to take it from here. João.
Hello there. So I'm going to share now my screen. As you can see, now, as Anna said, let's go to the fun part. Since you already know what JARVIS is, let's go straight to the live build. Before that, I'm going to show just a quick overview on what we are going to do, and then we will start building it. So, first thing, the use case. We start like any other project by defining the use case. For this example, we identified a busy operations manager who needs to schedule meetings with multiple people. They need to check who's available, find overlapping time slots, and sometimes just see when specific people are free. Sounds familiar? We've all been there, trying to find a meeting time that works for everyone. Then we will open ODC portal and connect to a custom AI module. We'll see how to create your first agent from scratch, test it, and refine it. Then you'll explore the built-in tools Agent Workbench offers, like structured outputs, memory, tool management, to help your agent make smarter, context-aware decisions. And finally, we'll integrate this new agent into JARVIS. We'll adjust this existing prompt so JARVIS knows it now has a new tool it can call to perform these scheduling actions. And just like that, our new agent becomes part of the larger AI ecosystem. So now I'm going to screen share my monitor. Okay, so first step, as I was saying before, I'm going to show you the ODC portal, which is this. Below the integrate section, there is the AI modules where you can build your own custom modules. There are some that are basically default, and we are now creating ours. So I'm going to call it, I'm going to use the Azure as a provider, and I'm going to call it GPT-4o because it's the name of the module that we choose. This is the name that is going to be on a displaying on OutSystem. The URL is the link provided from the provider, in this case Azure, to show the path to the module that we are using, and then the API key, which is basically the password to access this module. We tested, the endpoint tested successfully, so now we save it and let's go to the fun part, which is building. So as you can see, I'm going to create a scheduler agent, and most of you are familiar with this IDE, which is ODC IDE, where normally you create web and mobile applications, workflows, and libraries. Now we have this new feature, which is the agentic applications. I'm going to call it Scheduler Agent, and I'm going to use the GPT-4o, which we created before. Okay, since this is created, now I'm going to explain you some of the default actions that is provided by OutSystems. On the first part, we have the build messages, which is building the system prompt. In this case, we have the helpful assistant. I'm going to change it to this one, which I'm going to tell it to. If you don't know how to respond the question the user makes, just say I don't know. So with this, we are avoiding some hallucinations that can help, which is a big problem with using AI modules. Right here we have the get grounding data, which is used to provide context and enrich your agent knowledge with data from outside or inside the OutSystems environment. Then we have the store memory, which is used to store every request and response provided by the agent on each interaction with it. And then the load memory, which basically is loading the memory created from the sessions before and each interaction, as I said. As you can see, I'm publishing and I'm not messing with get grounding now because I want you to understand what I'm saying when we are not really getting any grounding data at the moment. So while this is publishing, what is going to happen is that we are going to create a test screen, and this screen will take probably like a 10 seconds to build, which is something similar to ChatGPT, where normally you just chat your questions or response or take your advices, whatever you use ChatGPT for. Now let's go to the app, and this is going to check the dependencies and then open the screen that I want it to open. As you see, I didn't provide any data to the module, so if I ask him to give me the email of Sofia Costa, it will say, I don't know, I don't have the response for that, as you can see. But now what we are going to do is give it some context. Now we are going to provide him some data, which will be our contacts list. And we will create a structure over here because it's a good practice to create. And in this case, not that we need it, but it's better so that we don't really use the ID, which we don't really need. Now I create the local variable named list contacts, and here I'll apply the list concept using the structure we created before. Now I'm going to fetch the contacts here, and I'm going to give the local list, the data it needs. Now, important step. The AI won't really understand what an object is, so we need to turn it into a JSON so that it is able to understand what we are talking about, and give the grounding data the JSON that we created. So right now, what I'm going to show you is that our agent will be able to respond if we ask the email of a certain person. In this case, we'll use the Sofia Costa as an example. While the application is publishing, just remember to hydrate yourselves because it's really important. And now it will check the dependencies and we need to publish again. So now, as I said before, the session is really important. That's why I'm refreshing the page, and now I'm going to ask it to give me the Sofia Costa email. As you can see, it answered the way that it's supposed to. But now let's get into the most important, since this concept is talked. So right now I'm going to give the tools that we need, because an email won't really do the scheduling part for our agent. So what I have here is 3 different actions. This one to create a meeting with the users that we want. The get availability, which will check the availability between different users, and get schedule if you want entire schedule of a user. Now we are going to feed the agent with the actions, and after publishing everything, I will explain what's going on this screen. So first on, I'm going to put here the new prompt, which is a really important prompt so that is context aware of the new actions that we added. So as you can see here, I'm going to publish, and while this is publishing, I'm telling it is a scheduler lookup agent, and I give it the instruction of date calculation when the user asks, for example, tomorrow, and it will calculate based on today. Then I give some inputs as the JSON from grounding data, the user input natural language, and then the examples on how it works. I'm going to publish here and talk a bit about this. So action calling is basically where we provide the tools that our agent will be fed with. Here on structured output, we can simply add a structure if we want. Let's say that we don't really want the text from the agent, so we can use the structured output. Then we have the test section, which is faster than publishing the screen, and this serves for chat completions. Now that this is published, I need to do something before, because there is a problem which you need to be aware. Since we added some actions from Microsoft, they are working through API. So we need to give it the password so that it can access the 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 actions to work. So I'm now refreshing the page because I don't want it to use the session before. And then I'm going to ask it, get my schedule for today. As you can see, it gave me the session, and as you can see right here, it says from 9 p.m. to 12, so 9 a.m. to 12, then 2 to 3, 4, and so on. As you can see, it's corresponding to everything that we need. Now that you understand how it works in a simple way, we are going to implement this agent with our brain agent, which is the MVP of this session. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the agent here. It's named scheduler agent, and I'm going to add right here. Since we have it right here, I'm going to call the action so that and here I'm going to change its name to scheduler only. Call scheduler and then call agent. What this one is doing is basically creating an action which will be translated in .NET the function so that our agent will be able to call it. And now I'm going to add the new agent that we created. And finally, I'm going to change the prompt. I'm going to change the prompt of the decision maker because it needs to be context aware of what we are using right now. So basically what I'm telling is it needs to be the default version. It's this scheduler agent. I'm going to publish. And since this is publishing, I need to also explain something that's really important. The descriptions. I know not everyone likes to write descriptions, but this is an important step so that your agents work in a good way. Because we don't want to fill the system prompt with a lot of examples and so on. So we prefer to use the descriptions, and I mean it's not a that I prefer. It's a best practice to use. Now that we published, we are going to publish right here, which will be our phone screen. And now I'm going to refresh right here. Okay. Hello, Jarvis. Can you say hi to the people watching this live build demo? Well, yes, I want you to
João,
check the
sorry.
availability.
Sorry to interrupt, but we don't have
Oh, the sound. I forgot about the sound. I'm really sorry about that. Just give me a second. I need to screen share again. I'm really sorry for the inconvenience. Now let's go on again.
It's
Good
totally
day, sir.
fine.
Systems online. Say what you need.
Can you say hello to the people watching this live build demo?
The audience. Very well. Hello, everyone watching this live build demo. I'm the charmingly overqualified assistant making all of this look effortless, while Sir takes the credit. Settle in, enjoy the show, and do try to act surprised when it actually works. Would you like me to add anything else to the greeting, sir?
Well, I would like you to check the availability of Sofia Costa and Jane Doe and schedule a meeting for the first time slot that you find.
On it, sir. I will find the earliest mutual slot for Sofia Costa and Jane Doe and book it.
Now, while this is creating
Done and
the
dusted,
meeting.
sir. I secured the earliest mutual slot today from 12:30 to 1. Virtual as expected. Shall I send a brisk agenda or prep a polite nudge so they actually join on time?
No, thank you. As you can see here, the session was created successfully. Now we need to wait the users to actually accept the meeting. And why did it create on this instead of this one? Because one of the users has a meeting right here. So as you can see here, I'm going to new event, agenda, and I'm going to add here Sofia Costa. And in this case, Ana Pantaleão, which is our Jane Doe. As you can see here, there is a meeting until the half past midday, so that's why it's scheduled over here. And with this, I hope you liked this live demo, and I'll pass the ball to Ana Pantaleão.
João, share my screen. So here it is. As you saw in just 20 minutes of a live demo, integrating one agent into another is straightforward with OutSystems Workbench. We connected our scheduling agent into JARVIS in just a few steps. That's the simplicity and speed that make this platform powerful. We first presented JARVIS at the OutSystems One conference last month, but its story started much earlier, back in April. And the goal was simple, to explore how far we could go using OutSystems to build an intelligent digital assistant, even before Agent Workbench came to the scene. It's a real demonstration of what's possible when OutSystem meets AI-first thinking. And for anyone wondering about the name, yes, it's inspired by the movie Iron Man, and it's the reliable digital assistant of the main character, Tony Stark. JARVIS captured exactly what we wanted to achieve. An assistant that doesn't just answer questions, but collaborates, anticipates, and adapts. But simplicity doesn't mean we stop there. Once your first agents are running, the next challenge is scaling them and structuring your architecture so it can grow without chaos. So if you imagine a simple scenario where you want to create a CRM application, if you would do that in a monolithic architecture, you would end up with a system with a huge prompt and the system difficult to manage. But if you divide them into parent and child agents, that's what we did with JARVIS, you end up with a much more cleaner architecture and much simpler prompts that end up with fewer costs. Now let's look at how this architecture comes together inside JARVIS. It all starts with 11 labs, which we use for voice. We gave JARVIS a voice and personality and set it up so every time a user speaks, 11 labs triggers an OutSystems webhook. This makes 11 labs the voice of JARVIS. It listens and speaks. But the real brain lives inside OutSystems. It's important to say that we chose 11 labs not for any, just for a particular reason, that it gave us flexibility with the voice and personality. But you can use any other tools for text to voice speech, like Azure has a tool for that if you have that implemented in your organization. So once a voice request comes in, it passes through OutSystems Workbench, where orchestration begins. At the center, we have the decision maker agent, where João changed its prompt, and its job is to analyze the request and decide which other agents need to act. Some agents connect to Gmail, others handle project management tasks or work with structured project data. By splitting the work across specialized agents, each one stays focused on one single task. That keeps the system predictable, easier to debug, and much cheaper to run. Now let's talk briefly about other functionalities that you can implement with Workbench. So far we've talked about agents that process text, but what if your agent could also see? Here it's what we do. Here it's what we do with JARVIS. That's where multimodal AI comes in. It's one of the most exciting parts of what Agent Workbench supports. That's when it starts getting really powerful. So let me explain how it works. Your app passes the image to the agent as part of the message prompt. Usually this happens when a user uploads a file. The logic then sends the file along with the text input to the agentic app. You can send the image in two ways, by URL if the image is public, or by binary data if you prefer to encode it directly in this format. The model then processes both pieces of information together, understanding context from the text and details from the image. Now, why does this matter? Because it expands what your agents can do. Think about these use cases. In manufacturing, the agent can analyze a photo to detect product defects. In insurance, it can process an uploaded photo of car damage, for example, to estimate repair costs. In finance or logistics, it can scan documents and extract data from invoices. So multimodal support is what takes agentic apps from being assistants to becoming real collaborators that understand the world more like we do. Now let's look at how to extend your agent securely with external systems using Model Context Protocol, or the MCP servers that we hear so much about. This is one of the most enterprise-oriented features in Agent Workbench. MCP allows OutSystems AI agents to call external tools through a standardized protocol. And why does this matter? Because LLMs can't directly access live or protected enterprise data. Without MCP, every integration would require custom code, manual authentication, and constant maintenance. For examples of common scenarios, you have, for example, credit scoring or customer risk assessment, document verification, real-time operations such as data. In short, MCP servers make your agents enterprise ready, capable of acting within your ecosystem safely, efficiently, and full traceability. To wrap up, JARVIS and functionalities will show you some of the Moxie agents we already implemented at Moxie. We have here many of calendar agents, so we tested functionalities in Google Calendars, so the agent can read calendars and emails, summarize thread of emails, like you saw, schedule Outlook meetings based on participants' availability. And then we have also Moxie Product Updates Agent. That's an agent that searches the most a specified product update each week. We have another agent for SQL queries optimization, so it can provide feedback on your slow queries. We have also a RAG agent. In this case, it's an agent to fetch curriculums of people based on certain opportunities. This is more HR. And we will show you next the Jira agent, which is also a cool feature. So I think we all know those pains of receiving, more like project managers, receiving emails. This is our business case, receiving several emails and turning them into Jira tickets, or even reading Jira tickets. So in here, we are not going to do a live demo. We are going to showcase a short demo. It's just for you to see the capabilities of Agent Workbench.
Good day, sir. Systems Online. Say what you need.
List the Jira projects for me, please.
Understood, sir. I will fetch your JIRA projects now. One moment while I retrieve the list for you. Here you are, sir. Your JIRA empire currently consists of a single majestic realm. Project name, Phoenix Project Key, PHX type software. Shall I open it, list its issues, or would you like me to pretend there are more?
Oh, I wanted to show my open tickets.
Of course, sir. Pulling up your open tickets now. This will just take a brief moment. Found them, sir. A surprisingly manageable workload. 1 PHX-1 refactor user authentication module in the Phoenix project. Shall I open it, update the status, add a comment, or assign it to someone more optimistic?
No, I need you to create a high priority bug with the summary login button not working.
Right away, sir. Creating a high priority bug for the login button issue now. Done and dusted, sir. I have created the high priority bug titled login button not working in the Phoenix project. Reference key, PHX-38 internal ticket identifier, 10,322. Would you like me to add steps to reproduce? Assign it or slap on a due date to inspire panic?
No, thank you. Read an email from the Jira ticket label and create a ticket with its content.
Initiating the email scan for the Jira ticket label and creating a new ticket from its contents now, sir. Task completed, sir. I extracted the latest email from the Jira ticket label and created a new ticket from its contents. Summary, password reset email is not being delivered. Issue type, bug. Priority, high. Ticket identifier 10324. Ticket key, PHX-40. Would you like me to assign it, add a description, or set a due date?
No, you're done. Thank you.
Recorded demos often run much easier than live demos. So thank you, João, also for the live demo. But in here, you could see how JARVIS can handle even Jira tickets. You saw many screens. Basically, it was just for us to show that it was working because JARVIS works as a voice assistant. Now, to wrap up this session, we are just going to share with you some challenges and learnings, and hopefully you can learn from this experience and prevent others. I'm going to pass to my colleague João again
Hello again, and I'm going to show now. Okay, so the one of the most difficult parts, which were the challenges and learnings, we got into two big headaches, okay, which I'm going to show right now. Token usage and LLM behaviors. Uh, First, let's talk about the tokens. When we started using GPT-4o, our token usage skyrocketed. Large documents like emails or CVs consumed so many tokens that we hit our quota halfway through the day. So we adjusted by using a lighter module and for retrieval tasks to save costs. Then the second headache, which is the LLM behavior. We tried Gemini for a while, and let's just say it had a really badass personality. We asked it to send a simple email that said hi, and it replied, "That's stupid. I won't do it." So picture that: your assistant insulting you at work with Jarvis' sarcastic tone layered on top. It becomes a chaos. So that doesn't mean Gemini is bad. It's great for certain things like searching or image creating, but it wasn't right for this use case. Eventually, we switched to GPT to manage Jarvis' personality, and it solved. The takeaway is clear. Don't rely on one giant model to do everything. Keep prompts focused and agents specialized. That's how you keep your system reliable, efficient, and on script. Like I said before, one module won't fit every job. Choose your module based on what you're trying to achieve. There are tons of examples out there comparing modules, but ultimately it comes down to your use case. For instance, if you need to perform a web search, Gemini, like I said, often does it best. It's fast to build for real-time information retrieval. When I need quick answers or real-time updates, Gemini AI mode is great. It's faster than ChatGPT or Cloud. That's why I still use Chrome for quick searches. OpenAI Atlas browser is powerful, but it takes longer to generate full responses. For simplicity, ChatGPT is still easier to implement. These are the trade-offs you'll have to consider when choosing models. So pick your modules based on your context and not just on popularity. Then another big headache, which is the prompts and descriptions. As I said before on the live building demo, I and my team also got into this mess with descriptions because we weren't really writing the descriptions, and then we knew that it was a really big mistake. On the left side, this is our first system prompt where we didn't really use any description. We just put everything on the system prompt, which is called a monolithic prompt. And it contained everything, like every single instruction, rule, example, piece of logic, but it turned out on one large chunk of text, which doesn't really do anything good. It contained agent core identity, list of all the tools it could call, complex rules for specific scenarios, dozen examples for every possible use case. So that's not really good. This brings us to the after image on the right side. Our key learning was to apply a fundamental software engineering principle to our prompt design, which is separation of concerns. We realized the brain agent prompt should have only one single responsibility: to be a level router, and it shouldn't need to know the specific details of each branch agent and how it works. Now, about the keynotes. After all the experiments, a few lessons really stuck with us. And hopefully they'll save you from throwing your own JARVIS at the wall. And believe me, there was a colleague that almost threw it. And I don't want to say names, okay? So start small. Think modular. Don't try to build one monster agent that does everything. Break it down into smaller ones. They are easier to train, easier to debug, and cheaper to run. Orchestration is the secret sauce. The decision maker was the MVP because it was routing everything and doing the most complicated part. Without it, the other agents would have been like 5 interns working alone in different corners of the office. Keep the humans on the loop. AI can draft, summarize, and suggest, but don't let it send contracts without the human review. Trust, but verify. And finally, the monitor cost. Token usage can sneak up on you. One enthusiastic testing session can wipe out your budget before lunch. Now passing the ball to Mariana.
Thank you, João. Thank you, Anna. It was great. And I think we do have a question here in the Q&A session. Anna, would you like to read it and reply?
Yeah, I think we also have another one in the chat, but I'll address this one first. So, does processing images significantly increase token consumption or costs? Short answer is yes. Processing images generally increases token consumption because multimodal models encode both the image and the accompanying text into tokens before reasoning. So the impact depends on a few factors like the image size and resolution, the model type you are using, the prompt structure, like João said, if it's shorter or longer. Generally, the cost increase isn't huge for occasional image analysis. But if your use case involves continuous or high volume image processing, you'll want to optimize. Like you can use mechanisms like compressing images or limiting resolution. Yeah, but the short answer is yes. And the other one I saw the notification. How do you ensure that sensitive data is handled security when sent to the model? Well, this is the question with AI. That's a really important question because the moment we involve sensitive data, security becomes the top priority. So what I can say as the first layer is encryption. So all the communication between OutSystems and the AI endpoint happens over secure connection, HTTPS. So every request and response is encrypted in transit. Then even within OutSystems, like in every other app we are used to working, you can define the users, the roles or systems that are allowed to send data to the model. So to ensure that only authorized interactions ever reach the AI layer. Of course, choosing the LLM, you'll hopefully rely on providers that meet enterprise grade standards, and you can configure them to disable data retention or model training of your content. And you can log every action, monitor, audit throughout systems. ODC portal gives that capability, so you know exactly what data went and where. But yeah, that's a topic in all AI, in the AI landscape, not just with OutSystems, I mean. Okay. I hope I answered your questions.
Thank you, Anna. So if you have any further questions, now it's the time. We have the experts here with us today. So don't be shy, write them down. We still have a couple of minutes to answer them. Let's see if any other question pops up.
I think it's we were clear in the presentation.
Yes.
So, but if you have any question after this, don't hesitate to connect with me in LinkedIn, with Moxie. Also on LinkedIn, we have here the QR code, so feel free. I'm happy to help you also and connect.
Yes, of course. So, well, since there are no other questions, let me just thank you all for coming. And now that you already know that we have this expertise and know-how in building AI agents at Moxie, as Anna said, don't hesitate to reach out to us, to contact us anytime, because we'll be more than happy to assist you with this topic, to help you designing the best AI agent solutions for every single use case. We have been starting collaborating with or having some discussions with some customers, and we are very happy with that. And of course, well, perhaps you can take advantage of the OutSystems promotion that is running until the end of the year by building an AI agent and putting it into production until the end of the year. So why not? Now it's the time. Anna and João, I think we have here a final question. Do you think we are still able to answer it, or is AI model can integrate it in OutSystems Service Studio 11?
In AI models in Service Studio in OutSystems 11, I know the integration is different. OutSystems, I know it doesn't support like their core business, and their core development is in ODC. I know there are some tools that can help you with that. I'm not really sure because their core development is effectively in ODC, but I know you can. It's probably not so straightforward.
It's easier to test on ODC and to work with on ODC, but then it's still possible to use AI on Service Studio 11.
Okay, I think you really answered well. Thank you so much. Thank you all for coming, for joining us today, for taking some time to learn more about how to create AI assistants with the Agent Workbench. And well, we hope you really enjoyed, and see you next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.